Hi guys, welcome to Irons United once again. Today we'll be reviewing the West Brom game and previewing the Bolton game on Tuesday night. I'm here with Alex, and hopefully we'll cover all the ground we need to. So we'll start off quickly with a little review of yesterday's game. We needed points, we needed a clean sheet. We got both. Didn't get enough points as we wanted to, but that's the way things go sometimes. Alex, what did you think of the performance yesterday?
Well, the performance yesterday, I think it was too defensive, to be honest with you. I don't think that they're willing to take the risks to go forward and try and get a goal, especially since half the team can't finish. I mean, that shot from a back LB from the first half was just immense. It's unfortunate he didn't actually lob Ben Foster, and if he did, he deserved it. But yeah, I think we're just playing too defensively. I think we do need two strikers up front to help the attack, and I think there are too much at the back. It's basically parking the bus in the bus station. That's what we're basically doing.
Bit Marina. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I can't disagree with that. To be fair, I can't disagree with that. But I think defence-wise, we're pretty solid. I mean, they only had one shot on goal the whole game, which came pretty late in the second half, and got a load of ironic cheers from their home fans. So that said a lot about their performance as well. But going forward, I think when we all saw the formation and the lineup, it was exactly the same Huddersfield, and we knew it was going to happen. Again, Hernandez was going to be wasted out on the left wing. Antonio would be doing all the running along the wings, unless Creswell and Zabaleta got forward more, which they didn't really compared to the Huddersfield game, which was a bit disappointing. I don't think Carroll, everyone moans about the long ball, but I don't think Carroll was utilised anywhere near as good as he was against Huddersfield, which kind of let it down. I think we kind of thought that West Brom were going to be able to get to every headed challenge, but we didn't even test it as much as we did at Huddersfield game, so there was no way of knowing. And when he was shaking his head coming off for, I think it's I can't remember who coming from now, but he possibly walked off the whole time, which was a long walk off. He stretched it out. He weren't going to come off very quickly. He was shaking his head completely. He did not want to come off at all. Whether that was because of a relationship thing with Bilic, or whether that's because of his own performance, God knows what it was. I'm hoping it's just something that he just, for himself, he's not happy with, rather than something behind the scenes we don't know about. But yeah, like you say, the Obiang shot was the closest we got all game to making a breakthrough, which is, it's annoying, first of all, due to the fact we've got quite a good attacking force. Again, Hernandez got practically nowhere near the box to do any sort of damage at all. And it just, I think when Collins went off injured and Anatovic come on, it was, for me, it was screaming out for a 4-4-2. And I've spoken to a few people as well, and they kind of said, well, West Brom can get a lot of nicky goals right at the end of games, which they did with us last year at home. But when you've got a player like Hernandez on the field who would have just absolutely milked any goal, any forward play alongside Carroll, it was crying out for it for me. They weren't, in my opinion, going to get much out of a four-man defence of Zabaleta, Creswell, Reid and Fonte, because they were a brick wall yesterday for me. And I know West Brom didn't try very hard to get anywhere near the goal, but and I tell you what, for a team that's labelled as a set-piece masterclass and for a long ball team, they played a lot more football than we did, and they were pinging balls, and they didn't get very far into the final third, but they were pinging the ball about like it was nothing after a little while, and I think that surprised us a little bit as well.
Yeah.
I know Chiara's just come back from injury, but he's got to step it up a little bit now, because he was a bit subpar yesterday, and hopefully improve, especially as the Tottenham game's coming up. So hopefully we get to business. But yeah, what did you think yesterday to the substitutions yesterday? Were you happy with them?
The subs, no, I'm not at all, to be honest with you. I mean, like you say, it should have been a 4-4-2. Why is Hernandez coming off? I mean, for one, I don't even know why he's being played in the left wing. Yeah, he's a quick player. No. Yeah, he's good at going forward. Obviously, he's a striker. He's got to be good at going forward,
Yeah. But and this is, yeah.
He shouldn't be on the left wing. It's not his natural habitat. That's like putting a bald cat in the snow. You don't do it. You know what I mean? You just don't.
That's a great. I love that. It's a great comparison.
It's true, though. Like, you know. Stick him up
That's
front with
Kilby.
Carroll. A 4-4-2, a 4-1-2-1-2 is what I would have said, especially
Yeah.
halfway through the game. One of our lads in the group chat said that the last game against Huddersfield, the formation was a one-man formation. Or
That might have been me.
formation. Yeah, it was you then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that might have been me actually. Yeah. We're back on the word 5 minutes later.
exactly. You're right. You're right. I mean, Mystic Meg right here just proved everything right. You know? I mean, it never worked in this game. It never worked.
Look, in the day, we got a clean sheet. It's one of them games. I think it's just we got the job done and we come out of there. We possibly, if we pushed it, could have got a winning goal. But maybe on another day, West Brom would have got a goal themselves. So we don't know. It's a bit disheartening because West Ham, we want a bit of entertainment. We want a bit of, a few goals here and there.
Yeah.
But there you go. Hopefully Collins ain't out injured for too long. That's another worry for us. Again, it's another worry. But these things going that way, especially at West Ham, I suppose.
No.
Should we move on to the Bolton game?
Yeah, please.
Alice, you got anything to add to
Yeah, if we keep lacking the way we are and keep playing too defensively, we're going to be playing for a point every game that we play. So it needs to be stepped up.
I think it will change. I think with Bolton, it's a cup game. It's less important because as much as we want to win a better trophy or a bit of silverware and whatever, it's kind of got to be seen as a bonus, especially in our position now in the league. So maybe it'll be a more attacking game. It's going to be a less high standard. It's not a Premier League team we're facing. We can actually possibly use some youngsters. So maybe if Martinez gets his first start or at least a sub appearance, I can't see him playing a full strength team. I really can't, like he would do in the Premier League.
It would be good if we see a 4-3-2-1, especially with Haskabanovic. Wow, I said it right. Haskabanovic, Samuelson, and
like Paul Merson.
Exactly, Haskabanovic, Martinez, and Samuelson. We've still got Samuelson in the youth team.
I think he's got an injury problem or something like that. It's not. I don't think he's first team ready yet, but he's training. And he's on the verge of it every time there's a question up about it, but we're not entirely sure about that.
Even if that's the case, put Martinez up front with Hernandez and stick Haskabanovic behind him. That'll be mad. 2 up front, I mean, the teams like Jelly will need to solidify quickly in order to get something. Well, let's play too defensively. So, even though it is
I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance of Lanzini coming on as a sub, maybe if he's named on the bench. Although I'd rather, to be honest with you, just see him start against Tottenham if he's fully fit. He won't have match fitness. He'll probably play 60 minutes, 70 minutes at the most. But I would rather just keep him for the Spurs game. So that's another player that could come in for us. I think Arnautovic possibly needs to start actually against Bolton because give him some game time, give him some match fitness just in time for the Tottenham game because we want to see that he's going to play whether he starts a sub or not. So maybe it's something else that he needs to get under his belt. But possibly a chance for Holland to play, finally get a chance in the first team against Bolton. I think it's going to be more or less treated as a reserve game for us. Yeah. Adrian should play. But, I mean, it's about formation, but what team do you think we're going to put out against Bolton? I mean, I know it's only a cup game or whatever, but it's obviously going to change.
Well, I just hope it's not a 5 at the back.
I think he'll be less pragmatic about the whole defensive side of the game. But
don't get me wrong, though. I mean, these young teams, and the reason why I call them young teams is because they're not into the Premier League. So these young teams are very hungry for win, especially against the big teams, because it's going to be a massive push for them. We're in the top 20 in the English leagues, if they win against us, it's going to give them a massive push to go and progress further into the cup. And not just by beating us, but to think, we beat West Ham. Let's go and take on these other names in the top 15.
Bragging rights. It happens. It has a chance of happening. It's happened too many. We only just beat Accrington Stanley last year thanks to a Payet last-minute free kick. So we're not immune to getting beaten by them sides.
And the year before that, we lost 5-0 to Nottingham Forest, weren't it?
Yeah, I probably just forgot about it. I was trying to forget about it anyway. But yeah,
so it goes either way,
Yeah. It's one of them. It's West Ham in the day. We're never too sure what's going to happen. But I would like to see a lot of youth play. For me, it's not a massive deal if we go out of that cup. And I hate saying that because I want to stay in cups as much as anything, but I think the youth have to play, and we have to play a more assertive attacking formation. Because if you play youth, but you're going with a defensive mindset, you're not going to get the best out of them, especially with the players we've got in our team. They're capable of scoring goals. I'll possibly give maybe Antonio a bit of a break, but he might want to play. So you don't know. I think Carroll can take a spot on the bench as well, if not be dropped. Because if we're not at our full game against Spurs, they've got a massive chance of ripping us apart. And talking of Spurs, I mean, it's a rival game, but we've got to have a full team ready for it.
Yeah.
And if we get any injuries or anything, but on Tuesday night, it's going to be dangerous for us. But yeah, I mean,
I totally agree. I mean, we can go straight into the game like with our heads held high with our strongest team. But like you say, if we have a weak link there, it's just going to break everything down. We need to go into that game. Andy Carroll needs a rest. Sacco needs to come on a hot, or Hernandez, preferably Sacco, because if Hernandez gets injured, then we haven't got Bilic's left wing man.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, I've got an idea he might keep the same kind of midfield. I think will probably play, but I'm not too sure about that one. But I think hopefully he improves his game, because he was awful against West Brom. Apart from hitting the bar, he must have sprayed about 10 passes after that straight out of play. And he's not really performing this year at all, which is worrying. I know that a lot of the team haven't performed either, so I'm not just scapegoating him.
Yeah.
But he really isn't performing to anywhere near his level.
Again, I agree though. I mean, if for Obiang to get that lucky goal against Huddersfield, I mean, they gave it to Obiang, didn't they? That's good.
Yeah, they did, and they should have done, because it's fair play. I mean, he's had a pop shot, and sometimes we need to do that. And luckily it come off. I mean, like Ayew, he could have hit the bar again if he's had that open shot like he did against Liverpool, but he scored. So
these sort of things normally give players a boost in order to play better every game and to pull off shots like he did against West Brom. But unfortunately, I don't know what it was. He took that shot, he hit the crossbar, and rather than feeling good, he just misplaced every pass that was going. I mean, it was all over the place.
He possibly got too confident and just thought, I can spray any ball I want to now.
Exactly.
Oh no, I can't. Like, go back on himself, sort of thing, which is never a good thing. But that's typical West Ham.
Exactly.
Grew up with players like that.
It was messy, and that's not the Lionel type either. That's the mud in the boots type of messy.
Sit that one in, yeah. Sit that one in.
Too messy. Not good
enough. I think obviously the West Brom game on the class, it was a write-off. You can't really write off because Collins got injured and all that, but got a clean sheet, got a point against West Brom. Not a lot of teams can get anything there. Yeah. I know they lost 3-0 to Brighton in the league the previous game, but they were back at their home soil. It's their fortress, which we've still got to make the London Stadium. We've won one game there, but if Tottenham come and tear us apart, it ain't a fortress just yet. We got to make sure we get something from it. So, I'm hoping some youth will be played for the Bolton game, and I hope we get a bit more attacking play. Hopefully the fans have something to cheer about, and it's going to be tough on Tuesday night getting to the game and back. So hopefully the fans have a nice journey there and back.
Well, that's it. I mean, the Spurs game's coming up, Bolton's coming up. It's going to be...
Good luck, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just throw it back, get ready for Stagecoach to be in the way.
I don't mind a Stagecoach as long as you have a pull-out option as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to just stay in the fucking station.
We just need a fucking driver. That's all we need.
Yeah, Billy should take the handbrake off. Yeah,
exactly.
That time. Yeah.
247.
Right. That's it. Okay, I think we've covered pretty much everything, yeah?
Yeah, we'll I can cut this out anyway. We'll go on to the actual formation itself and the players of what we'll pick for the Bolton game, rather than just a spread. So if we start in goal and then go forward, and then I mean, if you even want to change the manager,
you can't be too cruel, I don't think.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I think I'd probably go with 4-4-2 because if we're playing youth, I'd rather see. If Martinez is coming on, then I'd like to see him up to a partner rather than having to do all the work, because I'm taking it from the youth. He's had a lot of support from his teammates around him, and at the minute we're trying to kind of use the one man up front as the only player that we're going to play the ball to, and he's going to do all the work.
Yeah.
For midfielders and the midfielders, and it's not going to work out good every single time. But I'm hoping to see half a team of youth, which I know is a big ask, especially with our team, especially with a team run by Bilic. But a cup game is a cup game. It's a bonus, and I think we need to take full advantage of the other options. And yeah,
No, I totally agree.
I'm a bit stuck there.
That's all right.
Yeah. Right. What else are you going to say?
Well, my formation. I mean, I start off with Adrian in goal. Back four.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll give Byron a run out rather than Zabaleta.
Yeah. Goes that same kind of thing.
Centre backs. I'll go with 4 at the back. Not 4 centre backs. But obviously Byron. I'll probably put Fonte on, to be honest with you. And then put like someone else, one of the youngsters in. What young centre backs do we have?
I tell you what, there's a guy that's still on our books, Donato Henry. Some might not know about him, some may know about him.
Canadian.
He's officially in our named squad for the season. He was on loan at Blackburn a few years back, but he's never seen daylight on a football pitch since. And apparently he was really good there until he got a bit of an injury. Typical. But fundamentally, I think if you want to put youth in, put someone like him in, because he's an unknown source. He's someone that's going to try and impress, try and get in some team action. If you put our centre backs are experienced as it is, so they can help him out during the game anyway. Got a feeling Bonner will play, so in my opinion, it would be Bonner and Henry for me, with Masako on the left. I don't know if you agree with that. Left back.
100% agree with that. Like, that's a good choice. Yeah. Just come back.
Yeah. I think I'd have the wingers as Holland and Alex, and I'd possibly play Rice in the middle with either Obiang or Kyoto, whichever way you want to go with that one, and then have Martinez and Hernandez up front.
Yeah.
Just because I think Hernandez needs to play his actual position. Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, Damien Rice at CDM will be a good bet, but I'll go with a 4-1-2-1-2 again, plain and simply, because things need to sort of pick up. Obviously, Arnautovic behind Hernandez and Martinez. On the left, we can try that Holland, Nathan Holland. And on the right, instead of Antonio, probably bring... Actually, no, in fact, I have Arnautovic on the right and Ayew just behind the front two. I don't rate Ayew at all. The only reason why I want to bring him on in the cup game is just so he gets a run out. I don't think he should be. I don't even think he should be in the team.
The thing about Ayew is that, for me, when he was at Swansea, he was a really, really good player. A really, really good player, especially come from Marseille as well. And I really wanted him at the time. So when we were linked with him, and we bought for 20 million, I was over the moon. But it seemed to me that exactly like when we got Snodgrass, all that good form, everything went out the window, and he seemed to lose his legs. He's lost a lot of pace. And the thing about Ayew now, when you look at him now, he's not a winger. He can't play on the wing. He's either too slow or he's not alert enough. And for me, when he's most effective is when he's in the box, when he's going for goal. So effectively what you've got is you've got two players who are very similar. So you've got Hernandez and you've got Ayew. They are not link-up players. They are not build-up players. They are simply poachers. And I looked at a stat the other day where basically our last, God knows how many goals within the last 6 months, well, however long Ayew's been involved in them, most of our goals have come from him. And someone pointed out the other day that Ayew's assist Ayew assisted Obiang's goal and also scored the goal, second goal. So regardless of him being, terrible or not in form or not everyone's favourite player, he's doing the business. And unfortunately yesterday we didn't get anywhere near the box to even see if he could have a crack at goal, a cheeky header here or there. We just didn't give him the opportunity to do that. So he's not a £20 million player, don't get me wrong, not floundering him with a load of praise. But the guy's clearly has got a bit of a knack for scoring goals. And no matter how much we want to look at it, he proved everyone wrong against Huddersfield. I think mainly got that reaction because we were taking Hernandez off. We would have taken Carroll off or someone else in the midfield to replace him with Ayew. It might have been different because that's how Fusion happened. Everyone kind of going, we don't want Ayew on because he's crap, and you're taking off probably our best finisher in the team, which is a fair enough reaction. But at the end of the day, everyone got proved wrong because he scored the goal and he made the assist. So what can the guy do?
You're right.
It's one of them. I think it's one of them. I think it's one of them players that it's going to be a bit like Colton Cole back in the day, because for me, after 3 years, Colton Cole was a bit useless. But somehow you bring him on in the cup game and he stick the ball in the back of the net. Don't matter how it went in, knee, chin, elbow, shoulder, somehow he'd get it over the line. You need players like that in the team, you know.
I personally don't rate Ayew at all, and the only reason for that is because, he's he got the assist and the goal within Huddersfield. Hernandez would have done exactly the same. Hernandez is a goal poacher. He would have scored that. Hernandez has got great passing ability and runs. He would have passed it off to what's his name? Obiang. Jesus, mine's got blank. You know?
Not like most days.
But yeah, like most nights. But yeah, it's. I just don't rate Ayew at all. Like when it was at Swansea, it was great. But what the ball seemed to be doing is going, he's great. He's had a great year, and then just buy him. No. What the ball should be doing is looking for the peak. Get a scout in, watch the peak of the player, and buy the player as they're peaking, not as they're on form. Because as we buy them when they're on form, for some reason they just seem to drop.
But is that not our fault? Is that not a training method? Is that not a approach play? Because we got the rumour is the conspiracy theory is that we bought Snodgrass from Hull to get them relegated rather than us, which in hindsight was actually quite a good idea, but it didn't work out for us in the long run because he was crap for us. So it's kind of along the same lines. You know, we bought Ayew because he was really good at Swansea. Now, would you see a player playing really well? You can't. I don't see. Yeah, you can't go. Okay, we'll buy him because I know what you're saying. I totally know what you're saying. I agree with you. Yeah. Majority of what you're saying, but there is a part of me that goes, well, do you know what? I think if it hadn't been 20 million, maybe people wouldn't be saying I was a panic buy. I would pay too much for it. Maybe 10 million, maybe 15 million at the most. But I'm not saying I'm a massive fan of Ayew because I'm not, and I think he's very sluggish, and I don't particularly want to see him anywhere in the starting lineup. But he's a good impact player for me. If we're going to be playing attacking style football where we get the ball into the box more than 5 times in half an hour, which we only did against Huddersfield because Huddersfield, I think, it just allowed us to play a bit more football, thinking we wouldn't get a goal. So got a lucky goal went from then. Yesterday, we just seemed to shut up shop as soon as Collins got injured, going, well, we'll put Anatovic on the left wing and Antonio both of them two can run their socks off and do the work for us. Hopefully we get a nicky goal here and there. And especially coupled with the fact that Creswell, for some unknown reason, has forgotten how to cross. Because he had about 3 or 4 decent crosses out of 50 yesterday. He couldn't get a set piece past the second man yesterday, and that let us down as well. And it's quite upsetting to see how bad Creswell's dropped in form over the last year or so. Because when for the first 2 years we signed him, he was possibly one of the best left backs in the league, and he's kind of got the England call up at a wrong time. But obviously, Danny Rose and Ryan Bertrand have got there before him. But that's another story entirely. But I'm done with the West Brom game. I'm done with it. It's a clean sheet. It's it was boring to watch and whatever, but it's done. We got a point. Let's get out of there and let's get into Bolton on Tuesday night. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. Well, let's get to Bolton and just hope for not exactly a win, but for passionate play. I just want to see more passion within the team and fans. That's all I want to see. But when money's involved, the chance of you seeing passion is slim to none, you know. It's unfortunate.
I think when you look at the team, there's a body language within the players. And I look at the team now, and people will knock sort of possession football, if you want to call it, triangle, stuff like that. I think what De Boer was trying to play at Palace, which didn't really work out, because players aren't standard. But you look at the team, I looked at them yesterday while pinging the ball about, and they looked kind of just not scared, but not confident in playing any sort of direct pass. It was never really, we don't play quick football. It's like it was almost like we're running in porridge or running in treacle. It's like, you know, there was one point where Reed, very late on in the second half, got the ball from defence and actually moved the ball past two players. And West Brom was surprised by it. The midfield was surprised by it to the point where actually had to tackle him pretty hard to try and get the ball off him. And it was the first time, I think, the defence went, oh, do you know what, sod this, I'm not going to keep passing it sideways like Noble does or whatever. I'm actually going to go and try and initiate an attack here. And it worked for about 10 seconds. But it was a good 10 seconds because finally everyone was going, okay, Reed's taking initiative here, maybe we should as well. But by that time, it was too late because the game was practically over anyway. I mean, apart from a few late set pieces on, we weren't getting anything out of that game. So I think you'll see more passion from the kids. If the youth are playing, they're going to want to impress, and they're going to be behind. They're going to have a whole stadium full behind them. I don't know if it's sold out or whatever, but it doesn't really matter to me. The fans that'll be there will make the noise that they need to. And I think it'd be a good game, actually. I think it'd be a really good game against Bolton. I think it'll be as it's not really important. It's mainly about how we approach it. Finally get to see some youth in. I mean, do you think we'll see youth? Or do you think this Bilic will just go safety?
Well, I just hope he does use youth. I think we will see a little bit of youth, but only what's been already played, like Declan Rice. But I hope we do. We need to get Reece Oxford back from Mönchengladbach.
Hasn't played a game yet.
Hasn't
played a game from Mönchengladbach.
We loaned him out so he can get some game time, and he hasn't got it. That's a bit shit.
Is that not because? Would that not be because he's not at the level, or would you think he's just not playing him because he just can't be asked? Or, I mean, we've not really had any reports back. All we know is just hasn't played. So if it's an attitude problem, maybe, because I remember when he was loaned out to Reading, Stam was commenting on saying the guy has talent, but I'm not getting the work ethic that I want out of him. Yeah. Now, whether that's Stam being a bit of a dictator and saying you'll do this and you'll do that as I say it, or he's being, her arm around the guy and he's taking the piss, I don't know. I didn't hear that much about it, but all I did know is that Stam wasn't too impressed with what he saw from Oxford. And I'm really hoping that Oxford is not another Ravel Morrison, because that would be a great shame. I mean, for someone that's being levelled as the next Bobby Moore, potentially, for not only West Ham but also England, it's really disheartening if he doesn't get anywhere near the potential that he's got. So, like you say, maybe bring him back from Germany. But I think there'd be a reason why they're not playing him. And I don't know if it'll be down to attitude or it'll be down to, potential or actual performances. But we'll see.
Yeah, well, I should just send him back. If they're not going to use him, they should just send him back, to be honest with you. If he's a third fit-in player, yeah, that's understandable. But if he's a fourth, no, send him back. We can't afford for someone who is or has decent potential to be wasted away on a bench. No, we can't.
Yeah.
At least here he was playing under 21s and under 23 football.
Yeah. No, I agree. But then it's like, how many players have we had at that for God knows how many years that we've wasted? We haven't really, realised their full potential, especially youth that we let go. I know a lot of youth haven't made it past League One or League Two standards, so that's fair enough. But there are still players out there that we've had, or we've had in the past that we've let go. And I'm just worried that you look at that team and finally we seem to have a youth 11 players at least, minimum youth, who could potentially make the grade. But you never know with them. But this is West Ham. Most West Ham fans will remember just we weren't scared to put the youth in. Growing up with Tony Carr, putting in the likes. And I know we haven't got a group maybe the standard of Carrick, Lampard, Ferdinand back in the day, but in my opinion, this is the closest it's going to be to that level, and we need to try and take advantage of it. So hopefully Bolton, they get their chance.
So, well, let's just go forward and see how far we can progress in the cup as well as survive. well, wouldn't really say survive relegation, but survive the bottom 5 or 10.
Yeah, I think relegation is more of a panic button than it is an actual possibility, because you're right, it's so early on now, and you take a look at the league, it is actually very close on points. They said yesterday that if we'd have beat West Brom, we'd have only been a point behind them, and we're just in a relegation zone because we didn't just push it a little bit more and get a goal or whatever, however we went about it. But I think if everyone kind of not calms down, but I think if we stop jumping the gun to, because you've got every right to, because of what we've seen, but I think we'll lose against Bolton, depending on how bad that goes. Tottenham next. They didn't have a great game against Swansea. I don't care what anyone says. They weren't anywhere near how good they could be. They were better in a week in the Champions League than they were against Swansea. So they might be looking to bounce back against us. I'm not too sure. Hopefully they're not. Hopefully they're quite a bit of a walkover like they were last year, but then we were really up for it last year. Hopefully we run Bolton over a few youngsters. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Hopefully so.
Right, Alex, well, I think we've pretty much covered everything we need to cover there. I might have droned on at times there, so I apologise to the viewers and to you yourself as well. A bit of a loudmouth myself, but yeah. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. There will be a review for preview for Tottenham coming up, so hopefully you stay tuned for that as well. And as always, we are Irons United.
Thank you.